Welcome everybody to a brand new edition of ROFLcast. I am your host Achilles, and I'm here with my best buddy Dominic, and we will be talking about Captain America, the new X-Men movies, and a bunch of songs from movies. That's how badass we are. This episode is recorded for March 25th, 2010, and we have very significant things to talk about with Captain America, but I think we're going to hold that off for a little bit. First off, I need to talk to you about something very near and dear to both of our hearts, and that is them kicking Reitman off of Ghostbusters 3. Thoughts and feelings? Yeah, that happened!
Really?
Yeah, they're kicking Jason Reitman off as director. They want to take the whole passing the torch theme, but they don't want to have that same director because he feels a little bit too stagnant in his style.
Give it to Apatow or what?
Honestly, I can see Apatow doing it. He's a great director. Not cool. Much of an action director.
It's not cool, though. It's Reitman.
Who do you think could direct that series? Because you need a mix of action, horror, and comedy. Super hard to balance, but they balanced it well with Reitman.
Give it to Michael Bay.
Yeah. He'll throw lens flare in every fucking scene. You want lens flare off
of a proton pack?
That's exactly what I want to see. I think that is a sure sign of Hollywood taking away what we find amazing about these films and diluting it to its core, and then trying to make it modern. And what made these things great in the first place was the fact that they were kitschy and a little bit crazy and retro. And Bill Murray.
And they don't have Bill Murray.
Well, they have Bill Murray, but he said he'll only do the film if he's killed off in the first reel. So they can do him as a ghost. Yeah. He said he's down with that.
That's pretty much right in the
So that's one of our most prized possessions being ruined. Next up is X-Men, and Bryan Singer taking over pretty much all of X-Men. Shut up, computer. Lauren Schuler-Donner, who works for both Fox and Marvel Entertainment, actually went to Bryan Singer and begged him to take over the Marvel franchise again. Or the X-Men franchise, rather. Now, I love Bryan Singer. I think he's a great director. I think his X-Men movies are really good. I don't think he's the best person for the job.
Who else did you put in there?
There's a lot of really good action directors we could put in there. Now, I don't have a list for available.
Or any names you can think of.
Or any names.
Anything.
Anything.
So you can't think of anyone better.
Nope, no one better.
No,
but I think that not only is he a good director, but having him take on not only Wolverine 2, which is be set in Japan for some reason, but taking over X-Men 4 and X-Men First Class and modifying the films, because Bryan Singer even said himself, he's like, I'm really good at ensemble films. Of course he is. Usual Suspects, X-Men obviously, and Valkyrie. He can juggle those. So
they're trying to give him like Bendis control over the universe for
that's what I'm worried about is that one singular vision.
So he just basically turn it into whatever he wants as a little. Because I mean, you need to still be loyal, but he's proven to want to be loyal to base older products. But
he wants to put his own spin on things.
What's he done with the new material? Really, that's really come into it.
Leather suits.
That's not that new. That's still about 10 years ago.
Yeah, no,
that's still Grant Morrison. That's.
Yeah, new X-Men, that's right.
Same with some of the newer stories, even bringing some of the aspects that they've done in the last 10 years with
Manifest
or with...
I think that's the thing with the movies, though. You have to catch up. You have to rehash what was already done.
But you're looking at rehashing, 40 years of continuity into these movies that you're doing a storyline at a time. Yeah. That's going to take them a long time to catch up.
I suppose. I mean, they have no real obligation to the fans,
really
but could you find, even though I have no obligation to the fans to do the older storylines, could you imagine if they started off X-Men without an origin story? Could you imagine if they started it without having the core characters? Could you imagine having storylines that didn't involve things like the Cure or Mutant Registration or...
Well, the Cure was the only thing that they did bring in the last 10 years, because that was from...
the Cure came before that. No. Cure was way before Whedon's run, buddy.
Well, the idea of it, though.
No, the whole Cure, Mystique and Apocalypse had their own Cure, and that was an 80s or 90s storyline, early 90s. And they talked about it first in 1983 with Rise of Apocalypse.
I got nothing to say then.
Yeah, no, they did. That is an old storyline.
Now I know that.
And I think it's
Whedon did better.
Whedon does everything better. Whedon is my captain. We're gonna take a minute just to have a couple drinks, so we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. All right, big news: Incredibles Helmer Brad Bird taking on Mission Impossible 4.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't like Pixar films, and I've been very vocal about this. They're all the same. I hate them all. Blah blah blah.
You liked Incredibles?
Incredibles was awesome. It was a good movie.
So good.
He also did Ratatouille, which was okay. But I mean, he does the only I think films that Pixar does that are not the cookie cutter.
Ratatouille had the other fat guy from King of Queens, right?
Kevin, whatever.
No, the other fat one.
I've never seen the show.
Patton something.
Patton Oswalt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he was in King of Queens?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I watched it at work on my break.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, Patton Oswalt's hilarious, and he did really good in that. He also did The Iron Giant, which I did not know, which is an incredible film. Vin Diesel's first movie, no less. First major motion picture, minus Two-Face. Not Two-Face, was it?
He's been typecast ever since.
Oh, fuck off. As a giant robot that touches kids. But still super excited. Now, J.J. Abrams still set on to produce, and Tom Cruise is still going to be Ethan Hunt, but he's passing on the torch this time.
Torches.
What is that? What is it like passing on to a new generation?
I don't know. Just let it go.
Would you rather it be a reboot?
Stuck with it. Yeah. Not even a reboot. Just stick with IMF and maybe keep a couple of characters. Keep Simon Pegg and Lawrence Fishburne on, and just take on a different agent.
So characters that came on in MI3 is the ones you want to keep.
Those two, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's no one from the original.
The rest of them died along the way, didn't they?
Yes. What happened to what's this bitch from Dawn of the Dead and Pulp Fiction?
Ving Rhames.
Yeah.
He was in the third one.
Yeah, so what about him?
He's old.
He's old, okay, yeah. We don't want anyone who's old in the films.
No.
I gotta say, I wish J.J. Abrams would direct again. Although I wasn't in love with Mission Impossible 3.
Ooh, they shoot Michelle Moynihan, too.
Oh,
because you love her.
I think she is the most vanilla actress in Hollywood, period.
I liked her boobs in that movie, though.
Kiss Bang Bang. Kiss Bang Bang.
I like that movie.
Yeah. But as far as her performance and stuff, I don't take anything away from her. She's a good actress, and she's not...
She doesn't shit the bed. Like, everything she's done, she's never brought it down. Like, she's gone against good actors.
Oh, amazing actors. Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Some good movies. With some good, like, Gone Baby Gone.
Gone Baby Gone was incredible.
And she never brings down the scene. She just...
And she even was able to handle being opposed to Shia LaBeouf in Eagle Eye. We talked about these today. I don't want to go on.
Okay,
anyway, I want to talk about the first song we're going to be putting up here. Now, the entire theme of this podcast is going to be strictly songs from movies. Not only movies, but movies that are coming out soon. First off, I want to play a song from a movie.
To the
Danger Zone. Yeah.
We were just watching that on something.
Were we?
Yeah, it was just on something we were watching.
Was it on Top Gun was on?
No, it was on a different movie that we were just watching.
Sex Drive?
It was on Sex Drive.
So, yes, Clash of the Titans, as you know, is coming out this weekend. No, April 2nd. What am I saying? They pushed it back a month because they wanted to post-convert to 3D, which we'll get into after the song. But the song itself is Bird from a Worm by The Used off their latest album. Incredible song. Came out a little while ago. Really, really great band, and I think it fits the music so well. That sort of epic Iron Maiden type feel, which was sampled from.
Which was actually just awesome, though. Even like the use in the trailer. Was
The scorpion.
When they're like they're doing all the cuts and they're running around, and then like it cuts to the base of the scorpion's tail. That was just cool.
Yeah, and I think that
piqued my interest.
You don't need to. You can have some really cool metal instead of having just classical music.
Hans Zimmer doing everything.
Exactly.
Those Zimmer are
pretty amazing. Or John Williams.
Got some rhythm music ready. That is cool.
He's just there, or Danny Elfman for that matter. But like a lot of the metal songs in the metal genre, I'm not saying he uses metal in particular, the songs are more metal, is that it's all based around that sort of like epic feel. Look at bands like Blind Guardian and stuff, and Iced Earth and stuff. Like their songs are literally about Lord of the Rings. It's about fantasy and elves and all that shit.
I'm so glad I didn't know who you were talking about. Actually, I was like, It's, no.
Blind Guardian 80s metal bands are incredible. But a lot of the metal bands, like you can tell by their album covers, are crazy epics about like journeys. Look at Styx. Look at like all these.
And Journey.
And fucking Journey, all amazing. Anyway, check out Bird from a Worm by The Welcome back, everybody. That Worm by The Used. Excellent song. Gonna be out for Louis Leterrier's Clash the Titans, which I am super excited for. I think it's been one of the greatest movies ever because not only does it star Jake Sully, but Louis Leterrier, incredible director. He did so good with Unleashed, not great with the Hulk.
You like? Shut it. I like the
Hulk was not
Hulk.
a game. Ang Lee's Hulk was better.
How?
Ang Lee's a better director.
Jennifer Connelly and Sam Elliott. Again, I'm going to that.
Yeah, no, the better actors, absolutely.
Yeah,
and they had a better script.
Well, better actors minus the Eric Bana to.
Eric Bana is amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but they got away with Edward Norton. Edward Norton, I'm sorry. Again, Edward
Norton's a good actor, but he's not a good Bruce Banner.
He makes sense as Bruce Banner. I'm sorry, Bruce Banner should be 6'2" and 220 pounds, ripped.
Okay, first of all, when
Jack, go. What you got?
When I look at Bana in that film, man, I could fucking take that guy out.
No, you can.
Straight up.
If you look at it when Josh
he's
kicking his ass, he's got an inch and a half and fucking 20 pounds of muscle on Josh
No,
Lucas.
He does not have that much muscle because he was Troy after that. He was small until that point.
No, he was not small at that point.
Yes, he was smaller. Lean in. Is what I'm saying. This is me trying to tell you to lean in so we can fucking hear you better. There it is. Squeeze in. Just everyone squeeze in. There it is.
Where?
Hey. Everyone, just this silence is real because we're hugging each other. Now, there is talk about Leterrier doing the Avengers movie. Good or bad?
That'd be great. I love Favreau for what he's done with Iron Man and like how he wants to really keep continuity through the entire universe, and that everyone's signed on. But I don't know. I think they're going to mixing all these elements. He's done great with the techno factor of it because like you look at everything else he's done, it's always had like more of a technological factor to it.
Yeah.
But like they're gonna have to mix in mysticism with Thor factor, magic, and all of that.
Yeah,
you have to get like a real strong appeal for the fact like they're bringing in Captain America with like the past and the World War II and the darker aspects that's going with that, and still holding on to everything like that. You're gonna have to balance a lot of aspects to get this movie to work.
There's a ton of elements. But do you think Leterrier can handle all those elements in a movie?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think he can.
I don't know. There's.
I'm like when I see Aaron Johnson directing the Captain America movie, which we'll get to at the end.
Yeah.
I just don't feel any of these directors are quite.
I don't like Aaron Johnson for that though.
We will get to that. I know. We'll get to that. Good to know though. I didn't know you didn't like Aaron Johnson for that, but that's good to know. But I think that Clash of Titans is a perfect film for him because he's such a hard-hitting, good action director, and he does really well. He doesn't do a really good personalized story, though, I don't think.
I know.
Because Danny the Dog had sincere moments, but...
But to be fair, this isn't going to be like a personalized story because you are looking... Everyone has their origin stories already established. You know these people. It's more so getting these characters to have their universes fit and like to really... You know, I mean, you're looking with their Trinity when you got Thor, Cap, and Iron Man on the screen. These guys are going to have to be from completely different worlds.
But you're this is a buddy cop movie. You're talking about a buddy cop movie. I don't think that he can.
No, I'm not talking about making a buddy movie. I'm talking about making like.
Isn't it a buddy movie though? Don't you think the Avengers
was Lord of the Rings buddy movie?
Yeah, it was.
Really?
Absolutely. And I think that PJ proved he can do a buddy movie with Frighteners.
That was a good buddy movie. I like that.
He does. He takes an ensemble of really weird characters and puts them all together and makes them
believable. With Frighteners, yes, I'll say that. But like, I don't consider it a buddy. But like, it's more so having like
maybe it's not the right word to describe it.
Like that aspect when like you need to have that on-screen presence of when like people meet and there's that mutual respect like established. Like there's some kind of factor.
Yeah,
like,
but I can count on my hand.
But you don't know them.
Okay, let's take it as a war movie with generals meeting on the field, and I can count on my hand how many people did that properly, right? Let's see, Gangs of New York. Last Samurai, Gangs of New York. What's another really good one that we could describe? Like it's hard to even say. Obviously, Spielberg can do that.
Spielberg.
Saving Private Ryan, but I think that meeting between Private Ryan, Matt Damon, and Tom Hanks, that meeting is what I kind of foresee the meeting of Iron Man and Captain America to be like.
A little bit surprised.
We know each other who they are.
Yeah. Have an aspect of like just a little thing. I thought you'd be taller kind of moment, and then like, all right, well, let's do this kind of.
Yeah, it's like you've invested so much in finding each other. You've heard so much about each other. When you finally meet and
they don't find each other though.
Human,
like if they're looking to do it the way they are, Shield's gonna find them for each other.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. But when they finally meet, that kind of like, I've been like when they make the Avengers Initiative, the Avengers Initiative is about finding.
Yeah, and the whole fact of looking back, like they do have already established. Because I mean, Iron Man. Shield, and Tony Shield had the shield in his room, and he was working on all this stuff, and whatever. So
it's such a difficult topic to handle, but we gotta keep moving. We have a ton to cover.
Okay.
And we'll run long. Harry Potter. Okay, so what Warner Brothers says.
Let's not do Harry Potter.
Let's do Harry Potter.
All right.
Let's all do them. Let's take a part of our sandwich. No, actually, we're not talking about Harry Potter. We're saying that with Warner Brothers, their investors are worried that after Harry Potter's gone, after they've done the last film, that they're not going to have any properties that have their big blockbusters. So they're planning on taking from the DC library, which means more DC movies, which is a good thing, right? But now we talked about this before, but I think it's something I want to rehash. Who's going to play who? Because the person supposed to be playing Wally West is playing Green Lantern right now.
Lantern. Ridiculous. I'm sorry. That
ridiculous, I think ridiculous. Is the spell in Harry Potter. Ridiculous. To fight the Boggart? Yeah,
thank you. No, absolutely ridiculous. That pisses me off more than so many things. The fact that Ryan Reynolds has put on a role that is not for him. Ryan Reynolds can do a lot of roles, and he's made for him. Like, Deadpool was great.
Deadpool's awesome.
Give him a DC or a Marvel Universe character.
Oh, yeah, because he doesn't have enough, eh? Yeah. Blade 3 and Deadpool.
That wasn't a character. It was just whatever.
Hannibal King is a real character, man.
I know, but he was done as unfortunate comic relief. It was annoying.
Well, he was actually really funny in that film. Triple H was the comic relief because of such bad acting.
Yes. And Parker Posey is just cool because she's cool.
You know what I was pissed off about is that actually the Dracula storyline, and I actually like Dominic Monaghan. Not Dominic Monaghan, what's his name? Dominic Purcell. Yeah. He's an excellent actor and not given a ton. Like, I mean, he showed a little bit of like promise in Prison Break, and he was.
What's that other movie he was in? Let's not do that awkward pause. Let's move on. I can't think of it.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to what we were actually talking about though.
Yeah.
Bringing these characters, who should be who? Again, I'm sticking by this. Bradley Cooper should be Hal Jordan. Yes. And that's my take on it. Tried for it.
Well, I mean, we found someone else. So Josh Lucas could have been a better version.
Josh Lucas, yes.
Because he looks a little bit better. Yeah. And I think he can act it.
He's got the jawline. Like, that's a big thing. I'm sorry, but...
I find Cooper very angular. Like, he's going to be great.
I still think he's great for it, though. I'm sorry, but... I saw Midnight Meat Train.
Yeah, that's right. You saw Vinny Jones.
Again, don't take that as a reference.
Let's keep moving on from there.
Don't cite me on that.
What about Wonder Woman was the one that we're having trouble with. So what I want you people to do is actually write into ROFLcast@gmail.com. You can also find us at ROFLcast.me. Tell me who you think the best Wonder Woman will be. The best answer will get a copy of Lady Antebellum CD. We used to have 2, but one was stolen by Miss Anonymous because she is a jerk and takes things from us.
Think about hot Lori Prepon. You want a chick to be powerful. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think of what was the chicken? What's it called? Men in Black 2. Who was the model that played the Bug Queen?
I don't know.
Terrible idea. She was the love interest, but
there you go.
Queen. We want someone with the intensity of eyes of a young Kirstie Alley, someone with the elegance of Catherine Zeta-Jones, and with the hotness of Megan Fox. Altogether, but we need to be
slightly hotter.
We need her to have the build of Xena. Like I know that
you need someone who's powerful on stage. Who's going to bring a powerful presence to it.
Yeah. So give us your ideas, and once again, whoever wins will win a copy of the new CD from Lady Antebellum. We will have an indie album next week. Don't worry. Moving on to a little bit more news because we do need to keep up. Actually, before we do that, I want to jump into a song real quick. We got LCD Soundsystem, All My Friends. Now, this is an incredible, incredible song. Came out a few years ago. If you haven't heard of LCD Soundsystem, they're an indie rock group from Boston. Really, really amazing. The song itself is from the trailer of the Noah Baumbach's new film, Greenberg, starring Ben Stiller, actually coming out this week. So make sure you check out that film, but also hear the song. It is incredible. Welcome back, everybody. That was LCD Soundsystem with all of my friends. Now, you may remember the director of Greenberg from Sunny and Whale, which is a really good independent film starring awesome people that do very good at what they do. Also, that song that's from Margot and the Kid, which is another really fantastic movie. Make sure you check that out. Moving on with the news that we're trying to barrel through. Penelope Cruz is a piece of shit and she's fucking dead to me. After I saw Nacho Libre, not a movie I loved, but I thought was well directed, I thought, you know what, she's actually really pretty. I never really noticed it, and the fact that she's friends with Salma Hayek, one of the hottest Mexican women in history, she got props for me. But when she drops out of Von Trier's movie to do a fucking Pirates of the Caribbean role instead, she is a piece of shit. Now, Von Trier, you may remember from doing the film with Willem Dafoe called Antichrist, which was a big, such a good film. He is a super fucked up director, super artsy, really incredible, and she actually has a lead in this brand new disaster movie called Melancholia, which is a sci-fi disaster movie. Called what? Melancholia. Okay. Drops out to do the new Pirates of the Caribbean 4 movie where she plays comic relief as the son. She should be the son. As the daughter of Blackbeard. She went from doing an amazing arts film to a shitty popcorn film, and now there is no excuse for this. She dropped out for 2 reasons. One, the role was very challenging. It was difficult, and it would...
The Pirates role?
Yeah, fuck the Pirates role. The role in Lars von Trier's movie is super challenging and would cause her to do some uncomfortable stories, but really, really push herself. And second, had a smaller paycheck. There's no other reason why she would fucking jump ship other than that. So fuck you, you're dead to me.
So when you're saying like it's challenging in the sense because you kind of referenced there that she's not comfortable with. So if it's something she's not comfortable with, I can understand that possibly.
You think so? I think that like not saying that she's not comfortable with.
When you're saying not comfortable with, I'm talking like Vinny Chase trying to get with Billy Walsh the first time, and he's like, I gotta give you a blowjob first. Uncomfortable. So this guy's fucked up. Yeah. What if that's the case? I'm sorry, I might pull it for that.
I wouldn't say that it was Lars von Trier.
Not that cool.
I wouldn't say it's Lars von Trier making her uncomfortable. I think that not even the subject matter, just the fact that she has to do a very... Takes you? Imagine if Charlize Theron was like, you know what, I'm going to do Hancock instead of Monster. You know, if they happen at the same time. You know, Monster's a very challenging role to do. You have to act in that film.
I'd rather work with Jason Bateman than...
Wait for it.
That other guy.
I know.
Billy Bob Thornton.
BBC. Yeah, he's a sex addict.
Yeah. Just saying. With Bateman.
Stop defending this woman. Is she not dead to you in this?
Stop defending that. I'm defending Charlize Theron there.
Fine, fuck Charlize Theron. But like,
I would.
Penny Cruz. I mean, this is fucking bullshit. I mean, do real projects. Fuck the paycheck. Fuck the movie. It's not like, listen, when you're starting out and you have the option of doing an arts film or a fucking big film, do the popcorn film. Fuck it. Don't be Jonah Hill and say no to Transformers 2 so you can do that weird independent movie of John C. Reilly. Fucking go do Transformers 2. Get paid. But after you're paid, go back and do the shit that matters. Don't do some dumb popcorn movie that's the second part of it. Like, a trilogy makes sense for Pirates of the Caribbean because the last 2 movies were the 2 worst movies of all time, in the top 10 at least.
Top 10.
Yeah,
Michael Bay is still making movies.
Michael Bay is still making films, yeah. Although I do like one Michael Bay film.
Say The Rock.
Huh? No, fuck The Rock. There's fire blowing at random angles. We gotta wait and roll through it like it's a fucking maze. Fuck
Sean Connery, though.
Yeah, Sean Connery's pretty badass. But I'd say that, no, I don't even want to talk about Michael Bay. Okay. We agree on one thing. We'll get into that. Okay. Speaking of Michael Bay, he also said that 3D is a piece of shit. Now, one of the problems that I had with the movie Alice in Wonderland was that the 3D was super muddy. I couldn't even watch it. Post-converted films into 3D look terrible. Speak up, woman!
I'm sorry, it's very true. I'm not used to
Say yes, then. There's something out there.
Yes. Shut up, I honestly thought hell would freeze over before I agreed with Michael Bay on anything. But post-converted movies look like garbage, and we've seen too many of them to know any different. Avatar was filmed for 3D. It looked great. My Bloody Valentine 3D film for 3D.
I love My Bloody Valentine. Jensen Ackles. I love Jensen Ackles.
He's incredible. Awesome. We love him.
Get to that later.
Not weird. We will be getting into that later. But anything that's post-converted looks terrible. And the fact is they're doing that to every movie now. Inception's going to get done.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Legend of the Guardian is getting done. Zack Snyder's new movie. Yeah. They're promising 24 movies for the end of the year to be post-converted. Clash of the Titans pushed back a month because they want to convert to 3D, and apparently it looks like fucking garbage. Anyone who's seen it has saying it looks very unnatural, and they they stand out like cardboard cutouts, which is basically what they're doing.
It's unnecessary.
It's like rotoscoping. It looks weird as fuck.
After the fact, it's unnecessary. I mean, if you made the movie look a certain way at that time, I'm pretty sure technology is still good enough now that it's gonna look fucking awesome.
Oh, no doubt.
So just
and
roll with what you got.
Exactly, and I use this as the example because I was having an argument. People were like, oh yeah, I like the 3D in Alice in Wonderland. 3D is a gimmick. It's not a technique for making films better unless used properly, like used in Avatar. I set my benchmark as IMAX movies of The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was the best IMAX experience I've ever had.
Me too.
I literally, like, you can ask people in theater. I was shaking when I saw that movie because I was so excited.
Yes.
I didn't watch a single trailer for that film, and I'm a huge Batman fan, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the fact is that they're post-converting all these films, and look at The Dark Knight. That was the most jaw-dropping experience I had in my entire life. And the visuals were arguably better in Alice in Wonderland because they were more surrealistic. But I got nothing from that film because it looked so muddy.
If you're going to go that way, if you're going to bring some gimmicks into it, go all out. Give me some electrifying seats. Give me those awkward spiders that come down from the roof. I want to be scared. I want to be jumped. I want to, like, I'm at that old 80s horror movie popcorn. I want that without the guy killing.
And we had a fun time doing it. I mean, absolutely.
That was cool. I'd like to do that.
I don't think, if I was going to watch a film, though, I think if you're going to see it in IMAX, avoid the 3D. Say no to 3D. Let it go. And watch it the way it's supposed to be seen, or the way it's supposed to be filmed. That's the same reason I watch full screen movies. It's the same reason why I won't be seeing 3D movies that are post converted. Something near and dear to my heart. I love Final Destination 3. On the DVD, you could pick the way that they died, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead was in the film, and I have a huge heart on for her. So hot.
Death Proof.
Yeah, Death Proof, and she's in the upcoming Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Hopefully, we'll have time to get to that, which I actually don't think we will have time. So check out ROFLcast Uncut. We'll actually have all the shit that we can't fit in the podcast. Now they're actually making a 5th Final Destination, even though the last film was called The Final Destination. How do you feel about that?
Death always wins. I don't know. You know what? I will say the second one actually creeped me out because my biggest fear is fucking logging trucks. Those things scare the shit out of me.
That was an incredible action scene.
Leader's driven Highway 63 more than
4
times. I'm sorry, logging trucks
scare
the shit out of me. So that movie actually creeped me out. So whatever they do from there, every movie's got a certain thing that actually genuinely creeps someone out. So if they keep making the movies for what they are, for being like, you know, a big major event. Like, here's the shit.
Well, I mean,
give it to them.
3 and the Final Destination were just dumb gimmicks. At this point, they're like soft.
Well, sure. After 2, they were just gimmicky, but at the same time,
even 2 was pretty gimmicky. I thought 1 was a pretty incredible film, though.
1 was,
yeah. 1 was a solid movie.
Because you have a hard on for Devon Sawa.
What?
I do.
Okay. Anyway, moving on. All right, so we got our next song up for y'all. Now, this one also from a film like all the other ones. We'll be doing the new movie Accidents Happen, which is a brand new independent film that's being directed. It's about a group of 4 kids growing up, and one becomes a junkie, one gets killed, and the last 2, although one is a drunk, the other one that they thought that they could depend on ends up doing drugs as well. This is an Oscar movie. It seems like it was an Oscar bid, but it didn't do very well at Sundance, so they pushed it back a little bit. But they have this really amazing band called the Middle East. And you probably haven't heard of them because they are obviously a lot smaller of a band than what you normally see. But they're on the same record label as the Fleet Foxes as well. The song is called Blood, and it's really haunting in a really unique way. But also check out the trailer for Accidents Happen. From my understanding, they're only doing about 26 theaters on the initial release, but they will be doing a lot more after that. Go demand it. You can go on Warner Brothers post-release and demand it. But aside from that, check out this song. I think you'll pull something away from it. Welcome back, everybody, you makers. That was Middle East with Blood. Kind of a creepy name for a really, really hauntingly beautiful song.
I wasn't listening.
I was the entire time. We were here and we felt it.
Now,
I want to talk about Joss Whedon, our king. He is doing a full-length feature film for Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along blog. Can we just
Makes you so happy.
A little slow clap right there. I think we're all really excited for that. I actually really long blog because
it's fun.
I had Felicia Day, huge nerd cred for that.
Yes.
NPH is incredible. As I don't respect gay people, but if
if
I had to respect one, it would be him or Carl or Ian McKellen. But they're saying it may go either straight to DVD or theatrical. It's funny because this started out as a zero budget project.
Yep.
That he wanted to release online.
It's a time filler.
Yeah, but he's making a feature film out of it. Doesn't it seem counterintuitive to make a film about something that was supposed to be open and free?
Maybe not, because if you're just making it because it's just fun and something he feels good about, you'd be passionate about it. So just being able to have the opportunity to make it just could be cool.
Well, I'd say good for him.
So do something you're doing for free and get paid to do it.
Speaking of independent films that are getting a little bit bigger audience, Kevin Smith's new horror movie Red State.
He's actually
getting made, son. Getting made. Independently financed. He's doing.
You had to go away from the wine scenes.
Oh, fuck the wine scenes. After his last movie, Cop Out, with Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis, he wants to go back to more of an independent approach, the thing that made him famous.
Good.
And as a frequent listener, I actually listen to every episode of Smodcast and a member of his forums, I'm super excited to see him go back to the thing that made him positive. If you listen to his podcast, Smodcast, I'll put a link on the show notes. He's gotten significantly more depressed over the years, especially after Zack and Miri didn't hit the highs that Judd Apatow movies hit.
Yeah.
He sunk into depression. He's waking and baking every day. That's basically all he does. He gets up, he gets high, and just sits around. And you feel so bad for the guy because he had something so visceral and so real, and then he just gave up on life because he wasn't hitting what he thought he could do. He had his child. He started making more sentimental films. That's exactly it. He makes Jersey Girl. He makes Clerks 2. We see it. And once you have a kid, it kind of ruins that edge that he had because he's so in love with this kid. But it's adorable that he is like that. But this movie, I think, is a return to form for him. He turned down a large studio in order to do this. Silver Creek could have produced it, but he said no. Will the movie be good? It's hard to say. He hasn't done arguably, he hasn't done a really good movie in a long time.
He also
loves
Zack
and Miri.
He's also never had a passionate pet project like this though.
Not in a long time. Well, see, Zack and Miri was supposed to be that, but I don't felt it was that. Now he's going to be doing this, and then right after he's done this, he's moving on.
Did prove Superman was gay though.
Did prove Superman? Yeah, absolutely.
Just saying.
Moving on to what he's doing next, he's going to be making a hockey movie, which I'm super excited for, called Hit Somebody. And that'll actually probably be a little bit bigger of a project, but he's going to be doing Red State first. So horror movie, then action, sort of hockey thriller. And if you remember why he turned down the Green Hornet when he asked to direct, it's because it was way too much work. Same with Superman. Turned it down because he said it was way too much work to direct an action film. Now he's actually going out of his way and working hard at something like Hit Somebody, which will be a little bit tougher to direct. It shows you that he actually cares about what he's doing next, which I think is pretty outstanding.
Well, you can go there and make a horror movie, then you've got the vote. Because, horror fans are happy.
Oh,
if
absolutely.
you like a gay movie, horror movies, there's so much crap out there, I'm sorry, but horror fans are the most dedicated. Because you have to sift through a lot of shitty movies to find a couple good ones in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank God for the 8 Films to Die For, and that'll let you get a couple of venues where you can actually find some good horror movies found for you instead of just hoping a company will not
fuck you over with a bunch of shitty movies.
Will not piss in your throat.
Speaking of movies about pissing in our throat, turns out, speaking of our 3D topic, it looks like Warner Brothers is testing 3D converted 300 as their test footage. So it turns out they're going to be post-converting a bunch of old movies into 3D for re-release. Terrible idea.
Nay.
Alright, so we're going to wrap up our second last song, and then we're going to get into our Captain America debate, which I may have to cut out and actually put on another podcast. So that happens, I'll actually have 2 songs back to back. I'll do a little bumper for you, just in case it runs long.
It will.
It will run long. I honestly think that everything that needs to be said can be said in a minute. Eat, Pray, Love, a new movie directed by Ryan Murphy, also partially written by him, starring Julia Roberts, James Franco, Javier Bardem, Billy Crudup, Richard Jenkins. It's a big ensemble cast, and as you may know, Eat, Pray, Love, very famous book about a woman who divorces her husband and then travels around the world looking for healing and meets a shaman that gives her a prophecy, and she starts dating a younger guy and whatnot. I'm curious to see how it works, because every book turned movie that I've seen in the last little while have been fucking terrible. I have read Lovely Bones, Time Traveler's Wife, My Sister's Keeper, Memoirs of a Geisha, Twilight. I literally can list off more and more books that I've read and watched the movies of, and they've all been fucking terrible. I'm not sure why these books become movies, but they've been a big waste of time. Will this be any better? I don't know. To be honest, I don't actually really like Julia Roberts all that much. I might just be crazy. Do you like Julia Roberts at all?
No, she looks like a horse.
She is a horse.
And you know what? I'm so glad this is one of the things that me and my dad agreed on. He was the first person to tell me that. Bob Collins is not like Julia Roberts.
It has been said. Alright, so their trailer actually looks pretty good. And from the trailer, they have one of my favorite bands, Florence and the Machine, and a really good song with Dog Days. Check it out. welcome back, everybody else. Florence the Machine with Dog Day. Song from a mediocre trailer. In case we ran a little bit too long, which we probably did, here's Cinematic Orchestra with To Build a Home. A really, really beautiful, moving song from the movie The Horse Boy, which was my favorite documentary of last year about a kid with autism. I'll link to the trailer also on the website. The Cinematic Orchestra is just the orchestra. The singer itself is named Patrick Wilson, and you may remember the song from an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
I love Patrick Wilson. Night Owl rocks.
I meant to say Patrick Watson. What the fuck is wrong with me?
I was just like, is it Patrick Watson? The Great Escape?
Yes.
No big deal. Thank you.
Thank you for knowing that. Enjoy your CD.
I will. Thanks for hooking me up.
Bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody, so I want to thank my special guest, the Anonymous, and Dominic. And until next time, I remain Achilles.
There is a house built out of stone. Wooden floors, walls, and windows set. Tables and chairs worn by all of dust. This is a place that I don't feel alone. This is a place that I call my home. And I built a home for you, for me, until disappear from me. All of you, and it's time to live. I'm tired to die. And in the garden where we planted seeds, there is a tree as old as me. By the cracks of his skin, I climb to the top. I climb the tree to see. When a gust of wind came to blow me down, held on as tightly as you held on to me, held on as tightly as you held on to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.